We are starting the fourth part of the Increase Your Net Worth series. Today, we're going to discuss how you can pay your future self in the most efficient manner. What I love most about this episode is that it's one of the most hands-off parts of investing. All I'm asking is that you start on this A.S.A.P. Every day that you wait, the less time your net worth has to grow, and that can cost you. So I say this here and now. Get started today, and your net worth will thank you. Let's jump in.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror. Where future success is reflected in our knowledge of fixing the one thing we can control, ourselves.
Thank you for joining me today on the Financial Mirror as we continue to improve the one thing you can control, yourself. If this is the first time you are joining in, don't forget to hit subscribe on YouTube to be notified of all the new episodes as they release. If you're on Facebook or Meta or whatever they call themselves now, just go over, subscribe to the channel, like the page, share the videos. Same goes for YouTube. If you are on a podcast platform of your choice, go on over and love the podcast. I know it's not an option. Just like, thumbs up, whatever the case may be, and subscribe to the podcast. It truly helps in growing the community. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review and a written comment, as it goes a long ways in helping grow our community to build super smart finance gurus all across America. That is my journey here on this podcast. So I'm going to start off here. This has nothing to do with finances, but I'm not going to lie. I kind of miss Alabama football season. If you know me, you know I'm from Alabama originally. I love Alabama football. I am an Alabama football fanatic. I am an Alabama alumni. I am Alabama everything. And just like you, I bleed red, and you're probably an Alabama fan too. But anyways, I miss it. I know we're only a few months out from having a national champion crowned, but maybe it was the NFL draft. I'm not really sure, but I've just had this really big, eager desire to just get back to watching Alabama football. I haven't dug so far into pulling up like old Alabama games or anything like that. So I haven't dug that deep yet, but it's not saying it won't happen, but I'm ready for next football season. I know that has nothing to do with this series. I know it has nothing to do with what you want to hear because you're probably not an Alabama fan, but I just wanted you to know that. All right. So let's jump in because I know you're tired of hearing me talk about Alabama football. So today is step 4 of this 8-part series. So this whole series has been about you increasing your net worth. Over the last 3 parts, we've talked a lot about a lot of different things, right? We've talked about getting out of debt. We've talked about budgeting. We've talked about savings. We've talked about all these things. Today is another actionable step, and I've broke this down in that every single episode, if you will focus on what I'm asking you to do, you will increase your net worth, right? Like that's hands down, like you will increase your net worth. So go through and listen to or watch if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Meta or whatever they call themselves. What do they call themselves? I don't really know. I think it's Meta because they changed their stuff, their ticker symbol in the stock market. But anyways, I stated this in the first episode, and I stated this in every episode, but net worth is your assets minus liabilities. It's a true measure of how wealthy you are, right? Like your credit score means absolutely nothing, right? Like there's people with like $100,000 in debt and a great credit score, but they're totally overwhelmed in debt, right? So for example, your real estate, your cash, your investments, all of that minus your debt is your net worth. That's what we want to grow. If we really want to measure our wealth, we're looking at net worth. That's what we're looking at. So that's what I want to help you grow over this 8-part series. And I start there every episode because I just want to get your mind around this idea that that is how you should measure against yourself, right? Like if you make $100,000 this year and your net worth increases 10,000, well, we got some work to do there, right? We got some work to do. Because your net worth should be going up. Actually, it may not, because you may not know this episode exists, but hopefully at the end of this episode, you'll be on track. You'll have everything you need to get started. But all in all, what I want to do is at the end of this 8-part series is that every single year, when you go back and look at your net worth, that is increasing, and it's increasing drastically. That's what I want to see. I want your net worth to be growing so rapidly that you just totally lose track of what all you've got going on, right? But all in all, throughout this whole episode is I want you to remember that this is an equation. Your assets is on the left. There's a subtraction sign. Your liabilities are to the right of that subtraction sign, and whatever that equals, assets minus liabilities, that is your net worth, okay? So we've gone through a couple different steps. Today is part 4, and I'm going to talk to you about retirement. This is all about retirement. I've got this Stephen Covey quote on here. This is the first episode you've caught me. This will be the first time you've heard this. It's the 4th time that you've listened to this series. This will be the 4th time you've heard this. But what I'm trying to do is throughout this series is Stephen Covey said, we develop our character muscles by overcoming challenges and obstacles. Every single step, every single week when I'm dropping a new episode about this increase your net worth, the whole point of it is to create something that you can go out and action, right? You've got to develop that character muscle. Is it challenging? Sure. Is it an obstacle? Maybe. But you will develop that character muscle. You will develop your ability to overcome all these financial challenges. If you'll take every one of these weeks, go out and action it in the appropriate order, and you will be wildly successful financially beyond your dreams. Like, it's really that easy. It really is that easy. But you got to stick to the action steps. You got to stick to what I'm asking you to go out and attack that week, right? If you're in debt, focus on your debt. Go back and listen to episode 1, because in episode 1, I talked about people that are in debt. If you have debt, if there's anything besides a home mortgage on the right side of that minus sign, you need to go attack that first. Don't worry about steps 2 through 8. Go attack that first, okay? So let's jump in, because I want to dig into this. This is a very important episode. This is how you pay yourself. Your future self will thank you for this, but this is how you pay yourself. So without further ado, let's jump into this, because this is step 4 of increasing your net worth. So let's start off with this whole entire piece is about increasing your retirement contributions. What I want to focus on is you need to increase your retirement contributions. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I want to start off with what is considered a retirement account, because that's where your retirement contributions should be going, okay? The number 1 and 2 spots for your retirement account is your like employer provided retirement account. This is going to be like a 457, a 401k, 403b, something along those lines. You're going to have the option for pretty much all of them. You're going to have the option to do like pre-tax dollars, which is like a traditional account. That's going to be pre-tax dollars, and you're going to be able to fund that up to $22,500. So there are limits, annual limits on those. Though they do offer tax advantages, right? Because the money comes out of your check before the taxes due, right? So it decreases the taxable amount of your check. A lot of times there is some like employer matches that go with those types of accounts, meaning that you're going to put money in, but so is your employer. So they're going to give you some free money for retirement. Super advantageous for you to build retirement in, okay? Super advantageous. If you have the option to do them, this is the type of retirement account that I strongly encourage you to go after. Now, there's other types of retirement accounts. Let's say that's an option, right? That's an option. You have 401k, 403b, 457, whatever. there's other types of retirement accounts. The individual retirement account. This is the IRA. With the IRA, you're going to have a traditional IRA. You're going to have a Roth IRA. Now, let me go back real quick. The 401k, 403b, those types of accounts can also have a Roth option sometimes. That's becoming a little bit more, I guess, common now, but beforehand it was never, you never really saw that. But we are seeing that some now. But you have to look at your individual employer to see how that's set up. But for the IRA, there is a traditional and Roth. I'm not going to get into all the advantages, disadvantages of those. I have many episodes on that previously. But what I want to focus on is those are retirement accounts, and they are tax advantageous as well. But they have contribution limits. $6,500 is the contribution limit for 2023. That is up from $6,000 in previous years. But those are open with a broker of some sort, right? Like, so it'd be like a Charles Schwab, a Fidelity, a Vanguard, a whomever. And you'll be able to buy, different funds or stocks or whatever inside of those. But that's another type of retirement account. And that's one that you can use. Now, the thing about that is you also have the A.S.A.P IRA, which is for business owners. There is a $66,000 limit on those. Not as common to the people that I'm speaking with. Most of the time, people that are doing A.S.A.P IRAs they are business owners, and talk to your tax professional about which one is, if that's you, if you're a business owner, talk to your tax professional about if that's a good option for you. But all in all, those other, four really, 401k, 403b, 457, and then the IRA and the traditional and Roth, they're the different types there. Those are all retirement account types. Okay. They all offer some type of tax advantage. They all are going to be, funded by you from your paycheck, whether it be post-tax or pre-tax money. You're going to fund that. And that's where you're going to house this money. So when I say this episode is about increasing retirement contributions, what I'm talking about is increasing the amount of money going to those types of accounts. Okay? Those types of accounts. So when I say increase contributions, I don't want you to think, oh, I'm going to increase the amount of money going to my savings account. No. We talked about that last week. We talked about increasing your savings rate. Okay? Today, we're specifically talking about increasing the contributions you're making to these types of accounts. Okay, now, when we think about savings rate, the contributions we're making to these accounts does play into our savings rate. Okay, so when I talk about a percentage, that's going to is kind of the expectation for you to be putting into these types of accounts. That goes in. That's a part of your savings rate. So this ties into last week. However, this is specifically talking about, like, I don't want you to have a 35% savings rate and 35% of your money is going into a brokerage or a savings account. Okay. Because what that ends up happening is there are no tax advantages that come with those, right? There's no tax advantage that comes with those. That money is going to earn interest, or it's going to grow, and you're going to pay tax on it. And it's going to be at an ordinary tax rate that you're going to get taxed on that money. These offer tax advantages. If you can get this into an account with pre-tax dollars, if you can get this into an account with post-tax dollars that grows tax-free and is withdrawn tax-free, these are tax advantages. That's the reason why we want to get money into these accounts. Now, how much should you contribute is probably what you're thinking. Well, before I go to the next slide, because I don't want you to see the number, because the next slide is literally the number, what I want to tell you is this. I want you to get to this number. I want you to start contributing to this number after you are out of debt and have a fully funded emergency fund. Okay? So you're out of debt, and inside of an ordinary savings account, high yield savings account, you're going to have a fully funded emergency fund. Once you have those two things in place, you're going to start to contribute 15% of your money to a retirement account. You're going to invest 15% into a retirement account. Now, why am I giving you, a lot of people ask me, how much should I contribute? And I say 15%. And they're like, well, how many dollars is that? Right? It's 15% of your income. So if you make $1,000 a month, you're going to contribute $150 a month, right? Pretty simple to do. The thing about it is that sticking to this percentage allows for, as your income fluctuates, normally fluctuating to the upside, right? Over time, like how much money you made at age 20 is not how much you're going to make at age 40, right? So staying to that percentage allows that contribution amount to continue to increase over time. Okay. So 15% is what you kind of want to stick to that. And that's 15% across all of those account types that I mentioned. Okay. So a common strategy when we're thinking about this 15% is to, if you have the option for a 401k or 403b, or 457 or whatever, the common strategy is to invest up to receive the max match at your employer, which commonly could be 5%, and then max out and then contribute the rest to your like a Roth IRA. Now, think about that. What if you contribute 5% and then investing in the Roth IRA at 10%, that doesn't max you out? Well, you're good. You're going to put 10% into a Roth IRA and 5% into your 401k. That gets you to your 15%. Well, let's say that 5% goes to your company, to your employer, because you get an employer match up to 5%. But then 5% maxes out. That puts you at the 65%, or the 65%. I'm doing all these percentages now. 6,500, that's what the IRA, that maxes that out at the 6,500. Well, you still have 5% you need to invest. So just go back to your 401k and put the other 5%. That puts you at your 15. So now you got 10% going to your IRA, to your 401k, and you have 5% going to your IRA. Okay. Super easy to do. The max goal here is that you just end up with 15%. If you don't get that exactly right, all I'm asking is just get your max. If you just want to do like a flat 15% at your employer because it's just easier, I'm not going to slap you on the wrist for doing it, right? Like, you still got the 15%. Is there a better way? Possibly. I don't know, because all employer 401ks and 403bs and things like that, all of them are slightly different. Some have really good fund selections and some really don't. So if yours has really great fund selections, I can say that really fast and say fund selections, like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm so happy. Not fun. Fund selections. Maybe that's a good option for you, is just to stick with just doing 15% to your employer. But anyways, that's the goal here. So why am I saying increase it? What does increasing it do? Well, increasing it allows you to see that it allows you to grow your money faster, to hit your retirement number. Because that's right, retirement is a number, not an age. Okay? So I want to flip over and I want to show you this. I brought this up as just a demonstration, but this is, and I have a link to this in the show notes, but this is a compound interest calculator, and I've used this one before. But I kind of want to show this to you, is that I just want to show you some simple numbers, right? Let's say you're 20 years old and you contributed $150 until you were 65. You're 20. So you got 45 years ahead of you. You're contributing until 65. And let's say that you get an 8% return on that money, right? I want you to see that basic little $150 that you contribute over 45 years ends up being $695. I did not say that right. $695,000. That probably sounds better, right? But here's what I want. You're probably like, well, that's not that much. That's not that much. Well, remember what I told you. Remember I told you that your income's going to go up. So I want to double our monthly contribution every single 10 years. Okay. Every single 10 years, I want that number to double. Okay. So we're going to go up to, we'll just go up to 60 for easy math. So that means we'll do 3 doubles. Okay. Because we're going to start at 20, then we're going to go 30, 40, 50, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50. Oh, we're doing 4 of them. Look at that. I can't even do math. So let's do 10. So from 20 to 30, $150 a month. Put you at 26,075. So we're going to put that right here, 26,075. We're going to bump this up to 300. So now we're going from 30 to 40. That's going to put us at 108,445. And we're going to double that again. So now from 40 to 50, we're going to have $600 a month, right? For the next 10 years. That's going to put us at 338,427. 338,427. And then that we're going to double again to 1,200 for another 10 years. And that's going to put us at right under $1 million. So if every 10 years you could double your contributions, right? Every 10 years, double your contributions to a max contribution of $1,200, you would just about be a millionaire. And if I'm totally honest, if I did this as like a 10% return, you would see you're actually a millionaire, right? Which 8% is on the low end. And I like to be a little conservative on retirement planning, but you can see that you're just under $1 million, right? Just under $1 million. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. And that's literally just investing very small amounts. So let's see, what would that be? I'm just curious, what would that be? So if you made $50,000, let's see, so 1,200, you're doing that per month. Times 1.15. So, I did that wrong. So that's about a $96,000 income from age 40 or from 50 to 60. You need to be making about $96,000 to contribute that 1,200, right? That's about what that is. That's for a household. It's a household income. So, but that's the thing, is that it doesn't really matter. It's not about like how much. Let's just say that you just stuck it at like $500 a month for the whole time, right? The whole time for 45 years. $500 for 45 years. $500 for 45 years is $2.3 million. $300 for 45 years, $1.3 million. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. So what was that last number? 300? $300 per month puts you at 3,600. It's about $24,000 income. So you could be a millionaire off of a $24,000 income, right? That's what that means. 1.3 million off of starting at age 20 and investing $300 a month. You could be a millionaire. That's how easy it is. So I go through all that to say that this is really what it's all about. Like, this is truly what it's all about, is just sticking to the basic plan. 15%. That's all I'm asking. 15%. Now, I'm telling you in this episode, you should increase the amount you're contributing. Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Why I'm saying that is because, first off, most people are not contributing 15%. So what I'm telling you is that you should contribute 15%. If you're not contributing 15%, really, please get on that. Get on increasing it to 15%. If you're only doing 10% or 12% and you're out of debt and have a fully funded emergency fund, please, please, please get to 15%. I'm begging you, get to 15%. You see the dividends it pays, and every day you wait affects how big that number is going to be. Money grows so fast when it's invested. Now, what I'm also saying is that this number, this percentage, is based on time horizon. It's based on time horizon. If you are under 30, stick to 15%. I know my chart right here says 18% for 30, but it's really from that 30 to 35-ish. You kind of need to start panicking a little bit more. That's where you should jump that up just a few percentage points. But if you're under 30, just do 15%. If you have a shorter time horizon, maybe go 18 to 20%. If you're 40 or older, that 23% is kind of what I shoot for. Just it gives enough luxury. You're at that age, your income is probably pretty high. You can increase, you can get a pretty good balance there, but really focus on that. But the whole goal here, the whole part of this episode is that most people are not doing 15%. So increase your amount to 15% and start paying off your future self with that retirement, right? Because that's what you're trying to do here. There's tax advantages to get them in these accounts. So pay your future self in these retirement accounts. But I said a very important thing there, and I don't want to bypass that. You need a retirement plan. You need a plan for how you're going to get to whatever that retirement number is. You need a plan to do that. You don't need to just let retirement happen. Planning retirement is important. If it sneaks up on you, you will not be prepared for it. I promise you. You will not be prepared for it. Get a plan in place and then just go out and execute that retirement plan. Now, if you need help building a retirement plan, I got you. Head over to thefinancialmirror.org, hit book now, schedule your free consultation, right? Schedule the free consultation. Totally open to helping you out with building that retirement plan. You just need to go over to the website, pops up in the middle of the screen, you see book now, and you can literally just book a free consultation. It doesn't cost you anything. We can walk through exactly what you've got going on, and we can see what is the best plan for you. If you do want to give an extra dose of support for the stream, just head over to thefinancialmirror.org/shop and pick you up some awesome Financial Mirror gear. Really, every single dollar goes right back into the stream. Just continue to improve it. But I hope that this episode kind of highlights a point. And the point that I wanted to highlight was that retirement needs to be planned. You need to increase your retirement contributions. So many times I talk to people and they're out of debt, but they're spending their money on things that are just not growing at the rate that these investments can grow. And I'm begging you, if you will just contribute 15% toward retirement, starting today, go and change it. Change your employer contributions. Do the little mix and match between an IRA and employer contributions. But if you will start investing today, your future self will be so ecstatic because you will be a millionaire. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? You can figure that out. Use that calculator. Figure out when you're going to be a millionaire because it's in your grasp. It's right there in front of you. You just have to start today. Start investing today, and you'll be on your way to having enough money to retire peacefully. Now, I truly appreciate you listening to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, the podcast. Share it with your friends and family. If you are listening on a podcast, 5-star reviews and rate comments go a long way in helping grow the community. But I hope this series is helping you. I hope you're taking those actionable steps that I'm presenting, because if you are, you will be ecstatic of the results. But I look forward to next week as we jump into part 5 of this series, and I hope to see you there. Till next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.
Well, that wraps up today's Financial Mirror. Join us next week as we continue to work on ourselves, change our mentality, and to commit to achieving the success we always envisioned. Regardless of your platform, help us grow as a community. Please like, subscribe, and share with the people in your lives.